Good morning, friends. I hope this message finds you and yours well. Hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend and also yesterday as we took time to celebrate, to give thoughtful thanks and appreciation for those that have sacrificed themselves for our freedoms, including the ability to sit at our computers and watch this video today, even as it may seem difficult during this time of isolation. But because of them, we have that freedom, that ability to do that today. So without further ado, we'll jump right into it today. Today's Stump the Pastor picture comes from Maureen, who has been joining us for our live stream services and watching our daily devotional videos. And this picture here is of a calculator. As you can see, that makes me think that calculators are used to tabulate numbers, obviously, to try to figure out our profits, our losses, our gains, maybe even our liabilities and our assets. But numbers are a bit abstract. Even the money, the currency, the US dollar that we try to figure out with it, when you think about it, that's abstract too, and it's only really worth the value that we determine it to be. And I've watched enough post-apocalyptic movies to know that if the bottom falls out of society, that piece of paper that says it's worth, $1, it's not worth anything. It's just a fire starter. But anyhow, I deviate from my science fiction novels to come back to this calculator as we try to make sense of the dollars and cents in our world. And I think of, the scripture from Matthew 6:24 that says you cannot serve two masters. You cannot love both God and you cannot love both money. And immediately then my mind goes to another one of my favorite stories, Charles Dickens' Christmas classic, A Christmas Carol. I love reading the story. It's been made into many film adaptations. Of course, the main character is Ebenezer Scrooge, who we see through the majority of the movie is so concerned about money and tabulations and putting his worth in the wrong place and thinking that by knowing the money that he has and is safe is what is truly valued in life. And just my own personal opinion, the Mickey Mouse version is by far and away the best version that was ever produced. And here's a few minute video just to show you why.
Merry Christmas!
And a Merry Christmas to you, Master Fred.
Bah, humbug.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge!
What's so merry about it? I'll tell you what Christmas is. It's just another work day, and any jackanapes who thinks else should be boiled in his own pudding.
But, sir, Christmas is a time for giving, a time to be with one's family.
I say bah, humbug.
I don't care. I say Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Well said, Master Fred.
Cratchit, what are you doing?
I was just trying to keep my hands warm, sir.
And what are you doing here, nephew?
I've come to give you a wreath and invite you to Christmas dinner.
Well, I suppose you're going to have plump goose with chestnut dressing?
Yep.
And will you have plum pudding and lemon sauce?
Yeah, boy.
And candied fruits with spiced sugar cakes?
Yeah, will you come?
Are you daft, man? You know I can't eat that stuff. Here's your wreath back. Now out, out, out! Bah!
So I hope you enjoyed that little flashback. Here we are in end of May, beginning of spring, talking about Christmas, and it's never too early to talk about Christmas. Contrary to what you guys might say, I don't mind the decorations up before Halloween. So while Scrooge didn't have the modern technology of a calculator, he certainly tabulated his money with the old-fashioned pen and paper, using the ledger, keeping careful track of what he determined to be his assets and liabilities, and ultimately his net worth. And what he hoped for was the worth in his money. But it took a wake-up call through 3 visits from ghosts, from the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, for him to realize that what he was placing his hope in was ultimately worthless. Which takes us to today's passage. Again, I love the book of Hebrews. We mentioned that last week, so we'll start at Hebrews 11:1, that says, "Faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things we cannot see." So what about our faith? Can we calculate our faith? Can we quantify it somehow? I don't think so. It's hard to quantify, even as abstract as numbers are, even as abstract money and its value is, its fluctuations in the market, with inflation. I mean, even the exchange rate changes from day to day. I don't understand that. Maybe one of our accountants or somebody who knows money can help me understand how this actually works. But our faith is a little bit similar. It is abstract. You can't really quantify it. There isn't a test when someone comes into the sanctuary, when we're able to do that again. We don't give a test to see what their faith is, to see where they should sit in the pews. There isn't some sort of secret ledger that the pastors keep track of the faith of those of you watching this. It's plain and simple faith. Faith is what we hope in, we hope for. Faith shows that reality of what we hope for is the evidence of things we cannot see. It's our faith alone in God, faith in Jesus Christ, who once and for all bought for us our salvation, offered us reconciliation through Jesus Christ's sacrifice on the cross, through his life, through his birth, through his death. And unlike the fluctuations in the market, unlike the changing value of our currency, we know that God does not change. What God had said is true yesterday, today, and tomorrow. There's no fluctuations. He keeps his promises. And there is no tabulation on our own side necessary. It's faith in God, assurance that we are assured that he has what he said he will do for us, what he has promised will ultimately come to fruition. Even though we may not be able to see it precisely, even though we may not understand the times that we are living in, or we may not completely understand everything that Scripture has to say or has to reveal to us, even though we may not know, as much as the next person about God or the Trinity or Jesus Christ or whatever, that doesn't ultimately matter. It matters that our heart is changed. Yes, we can see the fruits of our labor, but that's not for you or I to determine. It's the promise kept by God that he knows our faith. He sees what's in our hearts, and with that, we place our trust in him, that what he says, that what he has said to us will ultimately come true. And you can't quantify that in a ledger. You can't keep track of it. We just place our faith in him. Our faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things we cannot see. And even though we can't punch the numbers in a calculator and print out the receipt and add it to our ledger, I am 100% okay with that, because I love and I trust in God that what he says will be true. Friends, I hope this message finds you and yours well. Hang out for a couple minutes as we have special music today from one of our young adults, Emma Swartz, who has just completed her freshman year of college, recorded all 4 parts of this bassoon quartet of What Wondrous Love Is This, and I hope you enjoy her music, and may God be with you until we meet again.